You recently announced your new vertical crime drama, The Hales. For readers who may not be familiar with the term, what exactly is a vertical in this context?
So a vertical is specifically shot for the phone. A lot of people like to consume content on their phones, and not a lot of people want to watch long form content anymore. So basically it would take a season that might be 40-minute episodes to an hour, 10 of them. So you got to commit, 8 to 10 hours to get to the point. And a vertical drama is shot 90 seconds to 2 minutes. So in 15 to 20 minutes, you can get through the entire season, so you can consume it on your phone. So it's actually shot vertically. So like when you watch something on TikTok, it fills up the whole screen. That's what a vertical drama is. And I actually think that with The Hales, we set the bar for what everyone else is going to have to produce because we shot it like a feature film. It's beautiful.
Incredible. What drew you to the vertical format versus developing a traditional television or streaming series?
Well, in making the Bodyman, I realized how time-consuming, how costly, how many people have to be on set, how long it takes to get that product purchased, and what does it take to get it to market. And also, if you film a show, a movie is only about an hour and a half. If you make a season, you have to make 10 movies. Like, that's a lot of overhead and time to bring it to market. So I thought, hey, with this vertical, I wrote it in a day. I had a crew of only 10 or 15 people. We shot it in 3 days, and in less than 2 weeks, I can bring it to market. And with $10,000 to $20,000 worth of ads, it can make $500,000 to $1 million like this. So why would you go the hardest way possible to break into the market when you can help more people participate faster and give fans what they want almost immediately?
Wow. So now you have to tell us, what is The Hales about at its core?
So The Hales at its core is a crime drama. And I have always said I like murder mysteries. And I was telling the director, I said, my favorite ones start where somebody's dead in the opening scene. And then you have to reverse engineer, like, who did it, who done it, and go on the chase. And so that's how The Hales is set up. It's going to open with somebody got murdered. And then it's like, well, who did it? So everybody that gets on the stand, you sort of start to say, was it me? Was it, his wife? Was it the mistress? Was it the mom? Like, did he just hurt himself? And it was really nobody. And it really studies the power dynamic between this couple. They have a very love-hate relationship. And the more you get to know Sebastian Hale, the more you hope she did kill him, the more you're fine with the fact that he's dead, because he's such a hostile character. He's a womanizer. He just thinks he can do whatever he wants. So you hope that it's his wife that did it. And you have to wait all the way till season 2 to figure out who really actually did it.
Well, we're excited to know who did it. Without giving too much away, who are the Hales and what kind of world are we entering?
So the Hales are a married couple, and he is a deal guy. He's a little bit shifty, but wealthy. She is actually the #1 criminal defense attorney in her city. So for her to be on the stand on trial for his potential murder is a really big deal. It's huge news in the area. And he has a mistress. His mom's always cleaning up after him. So the world that you're entering it's very sexy. They're a power couple. There's a lot of absolutely beautiful scenes. We randomly shot this at a house that had the Hollywood sign in the background. So it's almost has a little bit of that old Hollywood beauty in a today sort of whodunit, murder mystery. But it's a beautiful aesthetic. And it's actually a really beautiful story when you follow these characters and you realize maybe they don't hate each other as much as it seems like they do. They just are so alpha and so out in the lane that it's hard for them to get along.
Wow. So you mentioned that you wrote it, but was The Hales your original idea, or did the concept come to you through a writer or collaborator? And if it was your idea, where did that initial spark come from?
The idea for The Hales came from 20 years of watching crime dramas. Growing up with my mom, watching, like SVU and Criminal Minds and all of those shows. I just got a love for it. In fact, I find that when I want to binge something, it's usually a murder mystery. I'm pretty sure I could get away with murder at this point very easily. I have enough, documentation filed away in the brain. But that's what started it. I always wanted to make a crime drama the way that I wish it would unfold. So that was sort of the impetus for coming up with it. But I just thought, if you're going to do short form content, you have to make verticals have to have a cliffhanger at the end of each episode for you to want to watch the next one. And about the only way to do that is with, suspense, thriller, these high emotionality dramas. And so I just sat down and mapped out what would like the perfect murder mystery look like, and wrote out all the characters. And in about 24 to 48 hours, I wrote the entire season. So I'm excited for everybody to watch it.
Wow. So do you feel the industry is ready for vertical storytelling as a serious drama format?
I think that the market is ready for anything vertically. China actually did $3 to $4 billion already last year coming up with vertical dramas. Now you have Netflix, Prime, Hulu. Everybody's trying to jump into that market because there's a hole there. People are spending so much more time on their phone than they are on the TV. So you need to make something and meet the consumer where they are at, which is on their phone. And when people consume things on their phone, they're not typically dedicating an hour to 2 hours. They want to spend, hey, I can watch an episode in 90 seconds to, 2 minutes when I'm just sitting in my car before I go in my house, or when I'm doing my makeup in the morning, I can set it up and I can watch a whole, crime drama in the morning before I go to work and get that out of the way, because I think people don't have the attention span for the fluff. I mean, think about the last movie that you watched or the last season that you watched. 80% of it was fluff. Totally unnecessary scenes, all of the filler content. We just cut all of that out. It's kind of like removing the vowels from a word. You can still tell what the word is without the vowels. And that's really what a vertical is. So I think that not only are people ready for it, but I think that advertisers are going to lean heavily into wanting to market through people's dramas. Like, for instance, Sebastian Hale, he's a bit of a drinker. So in season 2, I already have lined up a couple of alcohol companies that are going to partner with us to get their alcohol into the drama. And that's how it will be sold. And also through tokenization. There's a lot of creators out there making content like I am, and they're making all this content that people are consuming, but only the creator is making money. The person watching it doesn't make anything. They get a little bit out of it, sure, but they're not participating. Here you can own the action. We're going to let people actually buy a piece of the Hales and all the other properties or verticals that we make, so people can get right on their phone and be able to go, hey, I own a piece of this, which is going to make me want to share it. Right? And proliferate it out into the market, because you can say, hey, I own part of that. Hey, I'm the reason that we got season 2. Hey, I got to go to a VIP event. I got to pick who dies, in season 2. I got to, be there when they did the casting online. So just creating cool fan experiences, but also letting the actors get involved in the ownership. They're always promise points. I mean, Hollywood's really struggling, and I think verticals might be the savior for that industry.
Wow. I love. So how does leading a project in this format differ from your experience on Bodyman?
There's a big difference between making a vertical and making a movie. A movie comes with a certain amount of overhead. If you do, say, something with SAG, there's a lot more rules and time constraints, and it just takes a lot longer to get to the moment that you actually start shooting. It's a lot of overhead of time, energy, effort, and money for not a lot of ROI. On all that time and money spent. Whereas with a vertical, I wrote it, we pulled together the shooting in about 2 weeks. We shot it in 3 days. We'll edit it in 2 weeks, and we'll have it to market. So it's cutting out all that fluff. And we just cut all that out when we made this vertical. I want to focus on, the actors making, good money on it and actually getting paid, getting excited, and getting their likeness delivered to the market.
Incredible. So what do you hope audiences feel after watching the first season?
I hope that audiences at the end, we kind of leave it on a cliffhanger and are really like, those movies that end and you go, oh my God, no way. I did not see that coming at all. The way that the season 1 ends makes you hope that we already made season 2. Like, you're like, okay, I want to watch, episode 1 of season 2. And my hope is that over the next couple of weeks, we can finish season 2 writing and get into shooting it. Because I know people are going to want to know what happens next and what is the next chase, because it doesn't end at the end of season 1. I could tell you that.
Exciting. When and where will audiences be able to see the Hales?
So it will get advertised on all social media platforms for the most part. They can watch it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts. We will have it where they can get a little bit of it for free, get a taste of it. If it's something that they have an affinity for, they can spend a couple bucks and watch the season and share it. We're actually going to have multi-level thing, but a referral bonus. So if you have a big following of say 100,000, a million people, even 10,000 people, and you share it, we're going to cut you in on the action. So as you share it and people buy with your code, then you actually get to make money off of something you didn't even create. Just, you might have loved the show and you want to share it. Well, now you can actually make money referring your friends to watch it, but they'll be able to watch it everywhere. And I have a feeling that one of the big, studio or movie houses will see it, like it, because like I said, we produced it like a feature film. It's absolutely beautiful the way that it's shot. Somebody will pick it up and buy it. So my hope is that it's sort of a farm league almost to get them to be bigger properties. Like, hey, maybe we make a vertical seasons and then it becomes a TV show or it becomes a movie. So I think a lot of these will get picked up by, big Hollywood, whoever they are.
Exciting. Well, that's all I have for you. So thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Go watch it.